Will Smith had 5 hits in one game. That's a statistical fact.
Yeah,
and Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado in the series combined for 4 hits total. The point is made. Look, the pitching was going to be a problem. You had lost 2 starters before this series, and the one guy tried to give it a go and couldn't do it. Padres pitching was going to be an issue. Could they gut it out? Sure they could, as long as the bats showed up. You had to outscore. By the way, we all were so ecstatic. Major League Baseball ranked the top lineups remaining in the playoffs. Padres 1, Yankees 2. Wow, the Padres have a better lineup according to the experts than the Yankees do? Well, guess what? When they needed to show up, they didn't. But hold on a second. You got to look at the bright side. And Alex, you said, you're in mourning. See, for me, why I'm not in mourning is because I don't feel like this is the end. I feel like this is the beginning. If you're a Padre fan, you should be feeling like, wow, we actually have a team now, and I'll go to battle with this lineup any day of the week. What I need is some pitching. And what I also need is for guys to now have some playoff experience. Tatis, more for Machado. We make it seem like Machado has been in the playoffs every year of his career. He's been in it a couple of times. Hosmer's got some real experience. Will Myers is getting his first taste. So look, I'm going to look on the bright side. Browner, you're rolling your eyes at me.
Browner just did the Trump gif. Holy
right,
crap.
Like you just gave me the 2 hands up. I'm going to look at the bright side and say this is probably the beginning of what the Padres have been selling the fan base for years, that a time will come where we're going to be good for a sustained period of time. So the mourning isn't happening for me. They got blown out last night. I fully expected them to lose that game last night. They looked defeated halfway through the game. Nobody looked like they were about to get clutch and make a play.
Yeah, that's why it's mourning, because listen, what they did this year was completely unexpected to me and to a lot of fans to even get this far. I didn't see this coming. I'm sure some of you did, but I didn't. When I'm talking about mourning, I'm specifically talking about this series. When you talk about all the trash talking, the we can beat the Dodgers, and then to get bitch slapped for 3 games like that, it sucks. So that's where I'm at. Maybe mourning's not the right word. I feel defeated, but I'm not like down on the Padres. I get it. Like, dude, this team, for the first time, we might actually be excited of their chances next season. No, not maybe. We will be. So when I talk about mourning, I'm just talking about this series specifically because it was such I said it again, for such a bitch slap series. Like, they just owned you.
Progression has to happen for greatness to show itself. No team comes out with no experience and wins in a moment like that. So I'm saying what you're saying, Scott. I think that this is a great situation to be in if you're a Padres fan. If you wear a Padres uniform in the front office or on the field, you're in a great situation because you also know what you have. Trevor Bauer talking about, oh man, that looks like that's fun. Oh, I've talked to a guy on your team about, taking a visit there. We talked about it. So you've got people who are free agents who can be impact players talking about being a part of your organization. That's a good thing.
I think you're right.
You lost. That's the game.
I think you're lost. I actually think you're right. I think that the San Diego Padres this year, between the uniform change and the team being successful and having some real star players, I think the Padres have become nationally kind of cool. Yes. They went from off the radar to, wow, the Padres are kind of cool. And in baseball, in the players, they're like, oh my God, every time I visit San Diego, we play there. It's awesome. I would love to play there, but I don't want to play there if they suck. Well, they don't suck anymore. They're actually a contender going forward for the next, let me say this, for the next 4 years. Okay, the Padres with Machado and Tatis, and hopefully the continued development of Cronenworth, and towards the latter part of Hosmer and Myers' careers, those guys, they're stalwarts. They must get pitching. They need a Mackenzie Gore to become the player they hoped he'd be, or have sold us on who he's going to be, and they need that within the next 3 to 4 years. They need it immediately. They need it next year. They need it this upcoming season. But the Padres going into next year, put it this way, when Vegas lists the odds for World Series next year, the Padres are going to be in the top 8. They're
You
not
can't
going to
go
be
back now either,
bottom
too.
2 or 3.
I would
You
say they're
can't
going to be
go
in the top 5.
Well, you understand my point. They're going
I
to be
do.
considered contenders.